Good morning and Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate at this time. Hello from Patch and I. I'll just flip you around. You'll see my face. And yes, I'm in my summer jacket. I know it's so bright, bright and colourful, my summer jacket. It is so warm. It is just about 12 or 13 degrees Celsius here. And a really beautiful day. The day after Christmas Day, and here in Scotland things go really quiet. It's a public holiday on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. There was lots of people out for walks yesterday. We had a fabulous time. Thank you for your kind messages, love and support. We had my wife's parents over and her auntie, and the four of us and Patch, we had Christmas dinner about mid-afternoon, and we chatted for a while after dinner, and then we went up to my in-laws for a beautiful pavlova, which was just really lovely. And we could do a little bit of exploring in the woods, Patch, if you're feeling brave. Oh, so much to share. I feel the first thing to share is a very powerful and pertinent message from my guides today, and it was about clarity and being clear and calm, and that these emotions, these experiences, these feelings, they come in between those moments of when we're feeling fear, anxiety, shame, when we're feeling rage. And rage was an emotion that came up a couple of times. Oh, thanks, Patch. He loves doing that. And I admit it's an emotion I don't always fully connect with. Sometimes I'm just a little bit disconnected from my rage. And it's funny because one of my favourite bands is Rage Against the Machine, and I have always loved their music, and probably metal music and other various similar genres I find really helpful for me to release my rage. Also, my dragon language and more is fantastic to do so. And it's so easy for us to feel these emotions when we experience what's going on outside of us around the world, and yet whenever I come into nature, those problems always seem less important. That when I'm here with the trees, let's go and have a quick chat with this tree. Hello, this tree, just ask if I can touch him. Yeah, he says, Mr. Tree, thank you. He says, there's a lot. The only things you really need to worry about, if anything, is just your own survival and looking out for each other. And so I asked him, he was more concerned about what's going on with building work in the surrounding areas and just the general health and survival of the woods here, of the forest, which was really beautiful reflection. So thank you. And I must admit, this is a big lesson for me, is when I'm safe, when I finally, safety is also, as well as being an experience and emotion, it's also an acceptance. When you allow safety into your heart and say, I am safe right now. And I feel in some respects you have to decide, right? You have to decide, I am safe or not. And if I'm not safe, what am I going to do about it? And if I am safe, what am I going to do to cherish that and to celebrate it? And for me, there was a load of work I could have got on with today, including answering your Ask the Aliens questions, which I feel I might do this week, but I know that my rest is more important, because I know I'm just going to, as soon as I've done resting, I'll just race into all the amazing work I've got planned, including that. So it's definitely on my calendar. I've also got a Swedish massage case study to begin writing up, which I've started them into the first session. So that would be one thing I could have done. And there's another thing, do my end of month review. And actually, when I reflect on my health and my self-love, I know that the first thing I need to do is really focus on my rest and my love. And then I also need to focus on my loved ones, on my family, including Patch. What would Patch like me to do? He probably would have waited another hour if he hadn't come out now. And I know it's a perfect time for him. He loves it when it's nice and quiet, as do I. Some really beautiful trees here. I'm always on the hunt for a tree that I can climb. As you'll see, a lot of these trees have very small lower branches. They're quite difficult to access, but there are some lurking around. See, I'm very grateful for my safety, and I feel it's definitely been a journey for me. There was many times in my previous house that was due to kind of circumstances that happened around us, and then the house that we had down by the sea, there was 2 houses at least where it did not feel. I feel like I've collected some. I think I've collected some dog poo on my shoes. Oh, great. Well, that's okay. We've got plenty of opportunity to wipe it off. We had a house right down at the sea, like down at sea level, and that was really just fascinating. Because during storms, the waves would crash over the roof of the home. Here's a wee glove waving hello. Oh, it's so quiet. Yeah, so definitely cherishing safety. That feels good. And then this other aspect of the message was about receiving. So why would we invest time in seeking safety and calm and clarity? Well, one big reason is because it allows you to receive. When we feel safe, we open up our hearts. Just doing the helping Patch with the thing that Patch does. Yeah, we open up our hearts. When we open up our hearts, we're much more able to receive. Not just our hearts, but our solar plexus too. Okay, and then what's cool about that is you start to get more clarity on the things that you do want, and you can start to ask yourself questions, right? Like, I was asking myself this question today, like, now that I've started my own business, that I'm self-sufficient, that my business, as well as having some, troughs and then peaks, it's definitely stabilizing. And with that, it's an opportunity for me. Hello, crows. It's an opportunity for me to just allow myself to receive clarity on what I really want out of my life. And I know from the last few months of client sessions, this is a big thing for many people. And whilst I leave myself with a very open-ended question, I feel like the more I allow myself to receive about it, the more clarity I get. Almost like I begin to, narrowing feels like a strange word, but I get more clarity in the definition of what I want. And you've maybe, for what it's worth, since I'm walking and rambling with you, for what it's worth, I seek fun and flexibility and freedom to travel, freedom to work, accepting my clients' time zones and the different different aspects of serving others is, I seek the flexibility and freedom so I can travel whenever I want. I can do the work just about whenever I want, and that I can, have time with my family. That's all these F's. Time with my family, and that I really enjoy, these aspects of my life whilst I continue on this mission to help balance darkness and light, to support people on their awakening journeys, to raise vibrations in billions of hearts. So, whilst I don't know all the detail, and I don't really want to know all the detail about how all this continues to unfurl, I love the magic of the mystery behind it and experiencing, one adventure after another, and just feeling into that discovery journey is really exciting. When I reflect on what just happened in 2024, it was just epic. And then when I reflect on what's happening in 2025, including many different options and different ways of working, that it feels very expansive and very exciting. So perhaps this is something you'd like to consider also, is just feeling into what it's like to, be on a journey where you can, in your life, where you can give yourself a little bit of safety, calm, clarity, and allow yourself to receive, even amongst all these different challenges that we see, and a general push of fear programming to make us feel in fear and unsafe. Because how do you control a world full of us? you do it by keeping us in fear, because we hide away from each other and we separate from each other, and that makes it much easier to control and suppress. So yeah, that's an interesting reflection. And so after, I think tomorrow, are we on Thursday now? I've confused what day it is. I think we're on Thursday, yeah. So tomorrow we're going to head down to our in-laws, their holiday home down in the north of England, and that will just be really fantastic. Looking forward to the rest. We're just going to go for a few days. There's a few reasons, and one is my son is busy studying for his exams, so we want to make sure that we give him, he needs like some physical space. He's studying for several hours, and like doing it in different rooms is really helpful. And then also just allowing him to just examining the mess on my shoes. It's not too bad. Yeah, he also needs, time to study itself, not just us dragging him out for day trips and stuff, which we absolutely love doing. Such a lovely wee track. This is a wee dirt track, or like for bicycles. Like you can take your BMX down here and go across these jumps. What I love about it is you can like walk around it in a circle and pace in amongst the trees. It's a lot of fun. I have been around it on my bike, and it is quite epic, even if you're going slow. These are fantastic humps. And just big, beautiful pine trees. So yeah, we're going to go to North England for a few days, 3 or 4 days, and then come back. And I have one client session tomorrow, and then I think that's it until the 6th, which will be fantastic. And I really don't mind doing these odd sessions, but I'm also conscious that I need to just because I really love my work, but I'm also conscious I need to, like, you know, give myself space to breathe, and to receive, like, all the things I've just been saying. So yeah, we'll start to head back. Wow, there's like the world's smallest dog down there. It's so cute. Like a wee puppy. I don't even know it was so small if you can see on the camera. I think that's about all I have to share. Oh, I was going to say, I shared it with my membership group. I did see on Christmas Day, so yesterday morning, what I can only describe as about 11 objects in the sky that I didn't know what they were. So you could describe them as UFOs. They're the most closest thing they look like to kind of known objects would be satellites, because they're really small and very high up and still moving at some pace across the night sky. But then they could maybe be high altitude planes. Now, I don't even know if you can see a plane at high altitude. I don't know, because the light was just consistent, and I don't really know can you see an airplane if it's 30,000 feet above you? I don't know. Maybe it depends on the plane. Maybe it depends on day or night. I have no idea. Anywho, I think it was about 6. I did take a look at my watch. It was like 6:37 or so in the morning, and I was running in the middle of the. It was dark, and it was the middle of the countryside, and I could see planes. There's a flight path that, I think, depending on the wind direction, there's a flight path that comes out of Edinburgh Airport, and it flies from my west to east, or kind of like southeast. And initially I saw like one of these little kind of these lights, like a little star flying across, like, oh, there was one, and then there was another, and then there was another, and then I saw two, like one above each other, flying across. Like, whoa, I've never seen this many before. Are they satellites or planes? And I didn't have a phone or a camera or anything, and all I could really do was, when I got back home, I counted them, I looked at the time, that was helpful, and I looked up the flight trackers. So there's like an international flight tracker. And being Christmas Day, there was almost no flights. There was only one or two in the area of Scotland, and the closest I could see were north of England. And then I also wondered, when you can see, for instance, the International Space Station, I think when we see it in Scotland, because it's so high up, you're actually seeing it from much further south, like it goes above kind of the viewing area of England or France. And I'm like, wow, is that possible? I don't know. I just have so many questions. But anyway, these experiences are great too, whether you're trying to debunk them or learn from them. It's good to talk about them and share them. And I did ask my guides, and my guide Maya did point out that they were non-human. And what I didn't get total clarity on was whether, it was a ship that perhaps had multiple humans or no humans. I didn't ask enough questions at the time, and now I filled my head with all kinds of questions. It's harder for me to sit down with absolute clarity. But yeah, I feel like I should ask, right? Maybe I'll ask when I do my Ask the Aliens video. Set up a safe space, ask some good questions. Anyway, thank you for joining me on my 20-minute rambling walk. It's been real lovely. There's two seagulls fighting each other. Thank you for watching, and I hope you and your family are well and that you're safe. and you're taking an opportunity to rest whenever you can, even in those breaths and those moments and those meditations. I often find my mindfulness meditations, I have about 30 on my website under the meditations and training section. They're great for just clearing your mind and helping you connect with clarity. So I hope this helps. Thank you, sending so much love from Scotland.